Imagine the following scenario. You are at an international conference surrounded by English-speaking professionals from various countries. During a coffee break, you want to join a conversation about a topic you're passionate about, but you hesitate. Your inner critic whispers, what if your English is not good enough? What if your pronunciation is so bad they're not gonna even understand what you're saying? In that moment, you hold back from participating, all because of these nagging insecurities about your English abilities. Can you relate to that? Well, today we are diving deep into something many of us can relate to on our English learning journey. It's all about that one word, confidence. Have you ever found yourself hesitating to speak because of your lack of confidence? Have you ever caught yourself saying something like, okay, I'll do this in English when I feel more confident? In today's video, we'll uncover a few secrets that'll help you unlock your confidence in English. We'll explore this topic of confidence through a story and by engaging in a reflective conversation with the awesome members of my speaking program, Heroic English, which, by the way, you can visit heroicenglish.com, sign up there, and I'll be speaking to you very soon, next week, in fact. So let's start with the video right now. Once upon a time, I had a dream of speaking English fluently. The idea was exciting, and I was filled with enthusiasm. But there was one problem. I didn't feel confident enough to start speaking in English. I kept telling myself, I'll speak fluently when I feel more confident. Of course, speaking English fluently in this story is replaceable for other things. You already speak English fluently to different degrees. Some of you are still in the process of developing that full fluency, if I can call it that. Speaking English fluently, you can replace that with speaking English at best of my ability, or maybe you can change that for something else that relates to your life. Maybe I'll start a business when I feel more confident, for example. So you can change that for anything happening in your life. So no matter where you are on your English speaking journey, I'm sure you're still facing some insecurities and feeling a lack of confidence in some areas of your English. And if you're just getting started on this adventure of speaking English, much more so, there are going to be so many more situations that are going to be outside of your zone of comfort. I am myself insecure about some aspects of my English, and I lack confidence in some ways. For example, I don't always feel confident about my abilities to write a formal email. Have you ever had an exciting dream or goal but felt limited by a lack of confidence?
I start practicing English, and when I join a group and I had a conversation with some members in this group. When I join the meeting, when I listen to them, I can understand, but I didn't know how to reply, how to speak, and I was very nervous.
Amazing. But you did take action despite you're not feeling like your best with your confidence at the time. You did take action, and I'm sure you learned a lot about that. What's the problem with delaying action until you feel more confident? This idea of waiting for confidence to come so that we can take action.
I think if we wait until we feel confident, nothing happens.
I think you need this other element that we referred to earlier, courage. So first is an action of courage, and then it's a feeling of confidence, right?
Yeah.
Courage leads to confidence. Taking action with courage leads to the feeling of confidence, and the golden rule. The actions of confidence come first. The feelings of confidence come later. So remember that the actions of confidence come first. The feelings of confidence come later. Another way to look at that is confidence is just a result of courage. You first need to take an action of courage. Courage implies risk. You may fail, you may get embarrassed, but you need to embrace that risk. When you do it, you're gonna go ahead and try to do your best at that speaking situation that is in front of you. Now, if you do it well, great work. Now you feel more confident, you'll win. If you don't do it as well, and if you stumble over your words, or if you make many mistakes, you learn. It's an opportunity to learn. So in the end, you win. Either way, if you do well or if you don't do as well, results in you winning, either by getting more confidence or by having an opportunity to learn.
Why people feel confidence? Because they believe in their ability, in their good quality.
And that's a great point, because confidence is a little bit of a mental game, trying things that might feel a little bit scary, but it's also a skills game. It comes down to, do you have the skills or do you not? Do you have the skills to do that thing that you want to do in English? If the answer is yes, then it'll be easier for you to gain that confidence, to be confident. If the answer is no, then you need to continue working on improving those skills. But even with limited skills, it's important to take actions of confidence, because this is how you're gonna improve. Next, we hear Victoria sharing her point of view on this idea of delaying action until we feel more confident.
I believe that in general, that's the problem. So we believe that some magic happens and we start feeling confident at some point, and that's only the matter of time. But what quality of time it should be? That must be time of actively practicing what we want to achieve. And before we start acting actively, we are in danger that this waiting time will be wasted time.
Time alone won't give you fluency or confidence. Action through time is what gives you fluency and confidence in English. That excellent point by Victoria leads us to our next part in this story, which is months turn into years, and that feeling of confidence speaking English remain as elusive as ever. I had put my language aspirations on hold. I realized that I was stuck in that confidence trap, believing that I needed confidence to start speaking. Can you share a time when you faced fears and took action even though you weren't confident?
I was afraid of speaking over the phone, and especially when it comes to work situations or even job search, it was so scary.
Something that keeps coming back is joining this group, and it could be any other group of, practice, English practice. This idea that, okay, just speaking in front of more than 3 people, it already feels like public speaking. I related to what we discussed about the courage quotient in one of the Heroic English X meetups. Is your excitement and willingness to do it higher than your fear, right? And if that's the case, okay, you can take action, because, excitement wins against fear. But is it like on the same level, or like fear is high? Well, then maybe you're going to shy away. I'm just going to say, I'd rather do something else. And an effective way to take action is to join us at Heroic English. We meet 2 times per week, and we mix English practice with mindset development. When you sign up, I'll send you material that will help you improve on all of your English skills. That is not only speaking and listening, but also reading and writing. Heroic English is also a community designed to provide a supportive environment for your English speaking to thrive in. Sign up at heroicenglish.com, and I'll send you an invitation to join us on our next speaking session, along with a link to join our Facebook community as well. Excellent. So let me share my screen real quick one more time. Let's continue moving along here. So we left off here in the story, the confidence trap, right? Like realizing the trap of waiting for confidence. One day I came across a pair of quotes that changed my perspective. Life is either a daring adventure or nothing, and doubt kills more language learning dreams than failure ever will. Those words hit me like a lightning bolt. I realized that I had been waiting for a feeling that might never come. The feeling of confidence, it may never come. If I wanted to speak English fluently, I needed to start talking, regardless of how I felt. All right, so these are the two questions for you guys to have fun with. Share your thoughts on the quotes, okay? Life is either a daring adventure or nothing. What does that even mean?
To me, it means that if you want to live your life to the fullest, you need to do something, not waiting for something to happen. People who act can achieve much more just because this is a game of numbers. Yeah. So you try, you fail, you restore your enthusiasm, you go further.
Do you like eating cake?
I do.
I love it. Imagine a life where every day you got to eat cake and you'd had no conflict in your life. You would think, okay, that's a good life. That's a utopia. But, you know, the reason why utopia doesn't exist is because there's not such a concept of constant forever happiness and bliss. I think that a better way to look at your life is as an adventure in going through conflict and overcoming those conflicts. And every time you conquer an aspect of your life or a goal, an aspiration, that's when you get the best kind of dopamine hit, happiness, and that you achieve a new level. If you don't have an adventure in your life, if you're not going after something, then it's going to feel a little bit empty. And English is part of your adventure and part of my adventure and part of everyone who's watching this, as I'm going to be sharing this later. Embrace that side of the adventure, English as a tool, as a weapon, as something that you can use to make this adventure better for you. And then doubt, this whole concept of doubt, it's actually one of the three things that keep, in my opinion, that keep a lot of people semi-fluent. I talk about doubt or self-doubt, lack of confidence, lack of self-belief. Then the second thing is the mechanics of English, right? The actual, do you know the grammar, the words and the sounds? And then the other thing that keeps people semi-fluent is lack of practice. So we are addressing all of them here at Heroic English. We're practicing, and we talk a lot about self-belief and overcoming self-doubt. I wanted to ask you now, what are some practical tips you'd recommend to someone for overcoming fear and doubt as an English speaker?
So my first piece of advice is to record yourself speaking in English. I would also recommend for those who want to overcome fear of speaking to do something really simple in the beginning, like repeating simple sentences. And I remember that a little bit more than 1 year ago, even Duolingo was helpful to me. The third piece of advice is not to care about grammar while speaking with a real person. So because, we can be very preoccupied with putting everything in the correct word order. If we are too conscious about these things while communicating, this attempt to be perfect can kill communication.
I love that. I love that. And you said, let's say, befriend your voice. And I really like that. And I think when you listen back, you are listening, but you're also observing. And I have this whole idea, which I've shared in a video, become an observer on top of just listening. And when you observe your own patterns and the sounds that you make, your pronunciation, you become much more aware of the little deficiencies and things that you can fix. Become a listener to your own voice and an observer. You said start easy, start small. I love that. And you're going to see that's the next part of the story. I used to say confidence beats grammar, and I still believe that. But I think even a step before that is being present beats grammar. The thing with grammar is that the two of us are speaking right now. I might be just overthinking my grammar, my structure, my sentence patterns. And I'm more in my head, much more so that I'm here with you. And that takes a lot away from the quality of the communication, of the exchange of ideas. Communication over perfection every time. So that is a phenomenal tip. Okay, so this is where we left off. If I wanted to speak English fluently, I needed to start talking regardless of how I felt. So the big realization that this protagonist of this story had. And the next part of the story. So I took a small step. It wasn't a giant leap, but it was a start. And you know what happened? That small step led to another and then another. With each conversation, my confidence grew. It was as if confidence had been chasing me all along, waiting for me to take that first move. Our friend, let's call him Mario, he took a small step. That's where we left off. So then Mario went on to say, now I'm not saying it was easy. There were moments of doubt and fear, but I learned to embrace discomfort. I understood that discomfort was a sign of growth, and it became my companion on the journey. There you go. Key takeaway: discomfort is part of growth. Embrace it. Now, I want guys to hear a story about a time when you embraced discomfort. Sharing a story when you embraced discomfort. That's a key part of the growing process. What's a story that you can share?
Well, I think I have many stories in different moments of my English process. The discomfort was I don't saw the results, the advance of the process. Discomfort is part of the growth.
A time when I embraced a lot of discomfort was when I first started to study English back in 2010, and I joined a school. And I was suffering from this problem of comparing yourself to other people. And these other people were all already advanced in English. They had the opportunity to, live in different countries and, learn English. And so it was lots of discomfort. Took the best out of me at the moment. It made me quit. But again, even quitting, it can be a process of, just going back to the drawing board, reassessing, thinking what you're going to do next. What would it take for you to get to, or to start again and start with renewed motivation? And gave it another go, and I had a great start. Started small, then started to increase the intensity, and the rest is history. Now you can see me here amplifying what I've learned and really trying to grow something that's bigger than myself. I didn't want to learn English just to be able to speak it. I wanted to do something bigger than that. But it all started with embracing discomfort, and it was really uncomfortable. I was insecure, embarrassed, super shy, all the things, really. So here's the moral of the story. Confidence isn't a prerequisite for action. It's a result of action. Don't wait for the perfect moment or the right feeling. Start now, and you'll discover that confidence is like a faithful friend following you wherever you go. Key takeaway: start now. That's it, my friends. Thank you so much. Thoughts? Final thoughts?
Yeah, we were talking about something that is uncomfortable, but even so, we need to try, need to start.
I would say that if everything becomes too comfortable, it's a sign that you do not develop.
So my friends, I hope that you enjoyed that video and that you enjoyed being there with us, English heroes, engaging in this reflective conversation on the topic of confidence and how to get it. A few takeaways is the first one, don't wait for confidence to come. You need to first take actions of confidence, because that is what triggers the feelings of confidence that come later. Another practical tip is remembering that confidence beats grammar, and also presence beats grammar. So whenever you are in a conversation with someone, don't be so in your head thinking about what am I saying, how should I be saying this or that. Just be present, engage with the person that's in front of you, and that's all that matters at that moment. Next takeaway is understand that discomfort is part of growth. And the last takeaway is start now. There is no better time to start something than right now. And one key action that you can take right now is go to heroicenglish.com, sign up there, and once you sign up, a bunch of good things are gonna happen. One of them is I'm gonna invite you to the next Heroic English speaking session. I'll also send you a link to join our Facebook community. That's an amazing place designed to provide a supportive environment for your English to thrive in. You are gonna love it once you get there. So with that said, I'll see you very soon. Take care.